everyone, and welcome to Cruising with Kim and Jen. And today our topic is, what is our topic today?
Today our topic is talking about first-time cruisers and where do you begin?
Yeah. How did this topic come up?
I was working with someone who was asking me. She's real interested in going on a cruise, but she had no clue. Like, where do I start? Where do I begin? So we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
I think that's a great topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you start? That was our huge question too when we first started.
It was, and I think what
ago?
we did, we kind of thought about places we would like to go. So I think
absolutely.
begin with, where would you like to go? Do you want to go to Alaska? Do you want to go overseas, in the Mediterranean? You want to go to the Caribbean? Kind of decide where you want to go and then start investigating cruise lines, cruise ships that go to these places. That's what we did.
It is, because our number one place that we wanted to go first, which sounds kind of basic now, is Key West.
And there wasn't a whole lot of ships that went there, and so we just kind of found one that did. We're like, okay, well, this,
and which happened to be Carnival.
It was Carnival.
Yeah.
We started off with Carnival,
which I think a lot of people do begin with. Carnival is like the first cruise, and so
it's reasonably priced.
Absolutely.
Yep. So then after you've decided, you've researched where you want to go, maybe research some ships, like go on YouTube, go just start digging around for information on that. And then, do you want a small ship or do you want one of the big mega ships with all the bells and whistles?
That's a big, and there are big differences. And I think one of the only ways you can differentiate when you've not been on a cruise ship is to go on YouTube. And we have
look at it.
We have been on all of the large mega ships as well as some of the smaller ships. And I tend to like them both.
Well, we have now decided that. We had really only been on the bigger ships and then the mega ships, but some people, really have a preference, and they just don't like the idea of 7,000 people on a ship.
True.
So maybe, the more smaller ships are for them.
I agree.
So,
I agree with that.
Are you taking kids? That might be important.
That's going to be a huge determination.
Because, some of the ships that have more of the kid features, more of the fancy things for them to do, maybe is a good option. Matter of fact, I've had a lot of people ask me, well, what ship would you recommend for
I agree.
kids?
A lot of people do ask that.
Age, 5 to 15 or whatever. So, just kind of research. And you can Google these things too. Like, what ship is best for teens? What ship is best for? And then they'll give you some ideas. You can YouTube them and just start doing some research.
Definitely. I think it depends on the type of kids. But we also need to know, what type of a vibe.
Yeah, what's your vibe?
Yeah, what's your vibe? Because if you are wanting the party ship and just a fun experience, and Carnival's the way to go. Don't you believe?
I think they're all fun, but
they are.
But I'm at the age where
our fun may be different than a 20-year-old's fun.
Than 20-something's fun. So they all have bars, they all have alcohol, they all have casinos and this kind of thing. So. I think Carnival, they label it the fun ship, and there's a reason for that. There's a lot of party action going on there.
I agree. Well, and to be very transparent, we've been on 3 cruise lines. Well, we've been on Disney. We've been on other ones years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
But we're talking like the past 3 years that we've been cruising.
Yes.
We've been on 16 cruises in the past 3 years, predominantly Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Celebrity. So those are the ones that we can compare to.
Yeah, that's really all we can talk to right now.
And like you said, they all have almost everything available, and so you do need to know the vibe, because Carnival is going to be more party atmosphere. Royal, family, very family driven. You're comfortable taking the family, and
maybe a little bit more laid back.
Yeah, I would say so.
They still have some party, deck parties and things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mostly inside. They tend to have their parties inside. Carnival has them outside on the deck by the pool.
Yes.
And Royals are very often in the promenade area.
Could be 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, the main areas. And so that's a little different vibe too.
Or in the ice skating rink, because they have the Quest for Adults, which is very adult driven.
And celebrities are mostly in. Well, we went to a celebrity one. The white
party was outside.
So they have some outside, but they have some like their
Oh, they do have.
Silent Disco they have inside. They had a lot of things
And then
inside
some of the
too.
smaller ships, Grandeur had a lot of stuff on the inside where
So-
they had the 70s party and things like that. So
I mean, and two, all the ships are going to have plenty of places to go and relax. You know, it's not all
Yes.
party all the time.
Yes.
You know, you can find places to relax on any of these ships, you know, if that's what you like.
which kind of takes us to what's included on a cruise.
Yeah, what's included on a cruise? Because, yeah, that's,
Everything's
That is
included.
good to
So
know.
we have a coworker that had asked us this as well, and they said you have to buy so many extra things. You really don't. I
No.
mean, your room is included, which is your cabin. So in your fee, food in the main dining room, the buffet, and some other little
yeah, some
places
little
like
places,
you know
yeah.
that will have inclusion as well. Entertainment is included. The parties are included.
Yep.
However, that takes us to the additionals.
The additionals, one thing that I think some people may or may not be aware of are the gratuities. That's going to be extra with your
Yes.
cruise. You can prepay those at the beginning when you pay for your, cruise. Just add it in there, and then you don't have to worry about it. Or they just charge you per day, and you get that on your bill at the end.
And it varies, but each cruise line will tell you. Most of them are $18 per day or
person.
$16 per day. Absolutely, which is important to know because if you're taking a family of 5,
Yeah.
It is going to be per person.
Yeah, and that's always every ship, every cruise
Yes.
line. You're going to have the gratuities, no matter what. So,
Yes, that
yeah.
is absolutely
Extra
true.
also would be specialty dining, and Carnival. What is their specialty dining? Is that
Oh goodness, we went on Steakhouse and Assumi, and
Yeah.
we've been on.
Sushi, yeah. So each cruise line has their own specialty dining that you can pay extra for, and we've done that.
We have, but when we first started, we were kind of confused. Like, do you have to do this?
Yeah.
You don't. You
No.
can go to the
No.
main dining room every night. It's included, or the buffet,
Yep.
or someplace else on the ship. That's fine. But now that we've cruised after, I think like 12 cruises, we were like, hey, what is this?
Yeah, this might be kind of fun.
This be fun.
Yeah.
And it is fun.
It is fun.
And but
Yeah.
you have already paid for your dinner in your cost of your cruise. So if you don't want to spend extra, you don't have to.
Absolutely not.
No,
No.
but we've kind of enjoyed it. Like we've been to the Izumi and then different ones on Royal as well. So and
That's
Celebrity. Oh my gosh, that La Petite.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was that what it was
That
called?
was pricey, but it was really
It was,
fun.
but it's like 50 something per person. But it is now here in Kansas City, and it is $150 per person.
Yeah, it's an
So
expensive
it is
adventure.
very expensive.
But it was
So
very
on the
fun.
cruise line, you can get it cheaper. So
Yeah, that's exclusive to Celebrity.
yeah, which I would definitely recommend that. And then the travel agent.
Oh, yeah. Do you need a travel agent? People ask that. No, you don't need a travel agent. We have had experience with travel agent. We started out, and our experience, because we don't know personally people that really specialize in cruises, so we kind of went with somebody that advertised on Facebook or wherever. Like it was like a group rate. It was really good.
Right.
It was a pretty good price to get on Icon of the Seas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so
we did
that's
get it
why
good.
we did it.
And
well, we've
Wonder.
done it a couple times.
Wonder.
Also.
They had a group rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get some good rates like
Yes.
that. But our experience with that is, they were all fine and good to
Book
book
us.
your cruise and take your initial deposit and things. Then we never heard from them, and we couldn't get a hold of them.
No.
Like we had questions or we wanted to change this or change that, and so we just thought, well, this is no good, So we just tend to do it ourselves.
And you really
now.
can't pick your cabin location, which now we became very,
Right.
very particular in where we are. Because
yeah.
we, as you will see on other videos,
We like to choose where we're
Yes.
going to be.
We like to choose, and it's based on the ship, like the location that we think we're going to be at the most,
Yep.
as
and the
well
elevators,
as the elevator.
location.
Yeah, we want to be right by the
yeah.
elevator. That's our personal preference.
So, yeah,
So,
in the beginning we didn't know.
No.
We just,
yes.
So, but yeah, these are good things to know when you're starting
Yes.
out and when you're doing your research.
And even if you use a travel agent, all the things that we've just gone through, they're going to ask you those things. So you
Yeah.
kind of need to do research ahead. And we have playlists that are all categorized, like for Royal Caribbean, or if you want Celebrity or Carnival on the ships, and you can
Yeah.
just watch them even halfway through, and it gives you a vibe
Yeah.
of that ship. So,
You also can choose your dining time. Like, do you want early
Yes.
dining or late dining?
for the main dining room.
Or like kind of a dining anytime thing, which we've done it. We haven't done late dining, but we've
No.
done the other two. We like early dining. We want to get it
Yes.
out of the way so our evening is free to go to shows and
get
so
snacks
forth.
later.
Yeah, snacks, casino time, all of that.
Absolutely. Yes.
Some people like to eat later, and that's, some people don't want to pin down a time. They just want
Right.
to decide and then go, and you can do that too. So,
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's a good question about excursions.
yeah.
So excursions, like, how do you even go about excursions? And we did not know when we first began either.
I think the best way to go about excursions, because I know someone asked me, do I need to do the ship excursions? Because the ship will guarantee, you
can
get
get
back on
back
the ship
and then you
stuff
can
like
ride
that.
the ship.
And I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the best.
Absolutely. I think
scenario.
especially for somebody new.
Yeah, especially if you're new, I would
Right.
just do that. And you can go on the website, and after you've booked your cruise, you go onto your booking, and they will have a place where you can look at excursions
Yes.
for each port that you're on. Just go down the list, look at what sounds good,
Price.
consider your ability, your physical
That's no kidding.
ability.
Yeah.
Look at that. They will tell you whether it's strenuous or moderate or mild. Just kind of look. They will describe it thoroughly. So it is best, because that way, if something happens and you don't get back to the ship on all aboard time, the ship will wait for you.
Absolutely.
If you book a excursion with a outside company, and they're really good about getting you back, because this is their livelihood. This is what they do.
We've
day
not
in
had
and
any
day out.
problem. Yeah.
No, we've not had any problem getting taxis or any of that stuff, because they're used to these things at
Yes.
these cruise ports. But if they break down or whatever and they can't get back, then you're going to miss your ship.
Yeah, which is
And
unfortunate.
Nobody wants that. But we've done that. We have had outside excursions,
Yes.
and we haven't had any problem.
No, and actually on our second cruise we did outside Mr. Sancho's in Cozumel, but we were with an experienced cruiser, Tammy, who
Yes.
was with us, that was comfortable in doing the taxi, knew how far we were going to go, and that taxis would bring us back. So
Yeah.
I would say for first timers, just go with the cruise excursions on the ship. If you,
It's just easier.
yeah. And plus they are going to be a little bit more expensive, but there's
Yeah.
also ports you don't even need an excursion.
That's true.
I
They have
mean,
like a lot of things
yeah,
right in the ports,
right.
and you can kind of read about those ports.
Yes, 'cause we have videos.
We have videos on all of those.
Shameless plug,
yeah,
but we do have
shameless, yeah.
videos, yes.
Well,
and that-
it is. It's good to know. It's
yeah.
good to know. Do I really need to leave the port?
or need to spend any money. You can
Yeah.
get off, and there's a pool right there. The ocean is right there. And we have several of those. We call them our budget ports.
Budget ports, yes.
Just a couple more. Travel insurance. This is personal preference.
It is.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a gamble. I mean, I know my mom's going on a cruise with us next month, and we looked at the travel insurance for her for just one cruise, not like a year or
a
anything.
third party one.
A third party, yes, not with the ship. We didn't get that one in time, because
We should have.
We'd already paid for our cruise, and it was too late. So we looked at a third party, and oh my goodness, it was going to be way too expensive. It was like $400 and some
Yes.
for one cruise. We're like,
Yes.
no. So,
Right. I mean, but you can purchase it through the cruise line,
Yeah.
and we've done that as well. But if you're going to take multiple cruises, you might want to just a third party for the
Do a
year.
third party
but,
and do a
But for
yearly.
somebody new, I say yes. I mean, but it's your personal preference. If you're confident you're going to go and not have any illness,
Yeah.
but it can happen. And
Yeah.
so, know that your insurance is not covered on that cruise. It is
Right.
not covered. And
I did have to see the ship's doctor on a cruise.
Yes.
We didn't have trip insurance, and it cost me about $300 and some just to go there and see them and get some antibiotics.
But you were able to get the antibiotic and everything
Yes.
on there as
Yes,
well.
I was.
And it really wasn't that much more than what the trip insurance would have been.
Yeah,
So,
it wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't
So
terrible.
it could have been way
but
worse.
it could have been.
Could have been.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely could have been.
So, yeah.
And then, oh my goodness, everybody asks us this question. Everybody.
Do I need a passport?
Well, just say yes.
Yes.
Just do it.
Just get it.
Just get your passport.
I know many people are going to fuss at that and go, you do not
You
need
don't
a
need your
passport.
passport, but
Well,
get your passport. Just get your passport.
you know, Royal requires, if you don't have a passport, they require a certified
Yes.
birth certificate, original or certified birth certificate.
We know that, 100%.
We found that out because
Yes.
my daughter forgot my granddaughter's birth certificate.
Who was only 5, wasn't she?
She was 5.
Yeah, only
and
5.
That turned into a whole thing. They will not let you on the ship. I've heard that Carnival will take a copy of your birth certificate.
Again,
I've heard that.
it's a gamble. I
I've
would
seen
get
many people say that, but
Yeah.
it's just you just get your passport.
Get
It's
your
just
passport.
easier.
Yeah, I mean, the airlines now went Real ID and all this stuff. So just I would get your passport.
And it's quicker too. If you
Oh my
people
gosh.
don't realize this, but when you've got a passport and you're getting on and off the ships, it's very
Seamless.
very quick, very quick. It's like passport people here, birth certificate people over there, and there's always
Yep.
like a to-do with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not smooth sailing, and we just get right on, get right off.
And they take your picture. You are then photo ID'd when you get on and off. It's just like seamless.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
I think that's the main part. It's seamless.
It's just so
easy.
when
Yes.
you do that. And last but not least, and I know people will probably fuss at this because why do you want TV? But do you have TV on the ship? And
That's
can
a
you
good
watch
question.
TV?
We like to watch TV at night
Yes.
when we're going to bed.
Yes, even if it's midnight or 1 a.m.
And yes, all the cruise ships have TVs in
Yes.
the cabin. However,
Not all are
however,
created equal.
No, they're not all created equal. Carnival, hands down, is so far for us the best for watching TV. We can, no matter where we're at, get all the channels, all
gosh,
the
we've
TV
been in
channels
Aruba,
that
we've been in Bonaire,
that we want
Curacao,
to watch,
yes.
like regular TV channels.
HGTV,
The-
Food Channel.
Yeah,
all the movie channels.
Royal and Celebrity. It's they just have these. I don't know these. It's like old not sitcoms, but maybe westerns or old movies like.
Stuff we've never seen.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
just-
like you turn it
yeah.
on and you're like, what is this?
Yeah,
you know,
it's
they do
rough.
have movies that you
Yeah.
can, watch, but
Yeah, it's
it's
rough.
just not good TV watching.
No,
And yeah, I know you're not on a cruise to watch TV, but at night
But you
we
may
wind
be.
down
Yes.
watching, or at least having the TV
Yes.
on, whether we're watching it or not. We like it on. And so, and kind of in the morning maybe sometimes. So yeah, Royal, Celebrity, it's not the greatest. They all have TVs, there's stuff to watch, but it's just not that much.
Agree. So
Yeah.
So that is where we would begin. Just do your research and start there, kind of go down the list, and then there's lots of YouTubers out there. We're not the only one out there that has playlists and
Lots of-
things
yeah.
like that. But
And lots of videos on ships, so you can look at the ship and
even the cruise
explore.
lines themselves, and so may start with it. So I hope that helps, especially first-time cruisers. Like, where do you begin? And I will give you one warning: once you start, it's hard to stop.
We were hooked after our first
Oh
cruise.
my goodness, weren't we though?
Yep.
I mean, 16 later, we still have 3 more for the next few months of the
Yeah.
remainder of the year. It's just like, I mean, yeah, it's
a thing.
fantastic. So welcome to the cruise family, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.